Thank you, Sahani sir, and all those who participate in this session. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to the 1785th day of continuous and uninterrupted Zoom session of IFPH. Let us start today's session with a silent prayer for 1 minute. Thank you and welcome back. Today we have a wonderful guest. It's none other than Dr. Venugopal Reddiar, MD, MRCP, ABIM, USA, physician and behavioral scientist, USA. Then the topic is closed loop communication, always presenting something totally different beyond our imaginations. So on behalf of IFPH, welcome, sir. You can have the platform for the next 1 hour, sir. Please proceed, sir.
Okay. Good evening, friends. I assume I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to, my slide is also visible. Okay. So today's topic is closed loop communication. I always start my talk with a statutory warning. If you are allergic to facts and truth, please leave this session immediately. Because whenever you speak truth, whenever you share facts, some people will feel offended. Because the truth, that is why many people, they lie. Why people lie? Simple question. Why people lie? Because truth, many people, they don't like or accept truth. So I'll be sharing a lot of facts and truths. So if you are allergic to facts and truths, please leave this session. My mission: entertain, educate, enlighten, and empower. I'm planning to spend the rest of my life, because I'm retired from active clinical practice. So I want to use my time productively, and I want to make it more meaningful. So I decided to share my knowledge and the skills gained over a period of 50 years with the public. Just an act of charity. My webinars are always based on FAQ, facts, anecdotes. Anecdotes means real life stories, interesting incidents. Occasionally from fiction also. Then quotations. There are hundreds of books on communication skills. I'm just displaying just a few titles. Effective communication skills, skills and strategies to effectively speak your mind without being misunderstood. Failure to communicate. Why we misunderstand what we hear, read, and see. Frequently, people misinterpret, misunderstand what they hear, what they see, what they read. Am I right? If I am right, in the chat box, my dear friends, please put R. I want to make sure that this is, I don't want this to be information, just a communication. Thank you. So every day we come across incidents where people misunderstand what they hear, misinterpret what they read, and misunderstand what they see. Thank you, Rama Devi ji. The art of communication. A quotation from Paul Steinbrook. Communication is the most important part of anything you do. I will convince you. I use the word, I will convince you that communication is the most important thing in our life. Communication skills play a key role in building or boosting, as well as breaking or blasting relationships. It can help in strengthening or it can cause breaking up. Do you agree? If you agree, put A in the chat box. That is my own quote. Communication can make a life heaven or hell. If you agree. Thank you, Manojji. Thank you. Definition of communication. The process of conveying information, ideas, or feelings through verbal or non-verbal means. Non-verbal means through body language. So right now, I have shown a gesture. This is non-verbal. Communication is a two-way process, whereas information is a one-way process. That's very important to understand. Communication is always a two-way street, whereas information is a one-way street. Sidney Harris, the famous journalist, his own words, the two words information and communication are used interchangeably, but they mean different things. Information is giving out. Communication is getting through. Information is giving out. Communication is getting through. Is it clear? If it is clear, put C in the chat box. Thank you. Thank you. Clear, clear. Manojji, Sundaram Pillai. Yes. Srimad Nairji. Always remember that it is impossible to speak in such a way that you cannot be misunderstood. There will always be some who misunderstand you. Next, you are going to see my own quote. If a message can be misunderstood, it will be misunderstood. Real life example. I'm going to share a real life example. Just a couple of months back, within 1 or 2 days after the Operation Sindoor, I am sure that most of you are aware of this Operation Sindoor. Now the parliament is also now. It is not Operation Sindoor. It has become a Sindoor is red color. Okay. Parliament is going through a lot of chaos. There, our External Affairs Minister, Jaishankar, he made a statement. At the start of, I repeat, at the start of Operation Sindoor, we informed Pakistan that we won't be targeting their military installations. We will be targeting only the terror hubs. How was it misinterpreted? Oh, he is a traitor. He informed Pakistan in advance before. Our minister is a traitor. And because of that, we lost the jet and all those things. There I will hold Jaishankar also responsible for. Jaishankar is also responsible. He should have said before, instead of saying that at the start of. He should have said that, no, after, not before. He should have said that after. When he said that at the start, okay. It was interpreted as even before we fired our missiles. Is this example clear? If it is clear and convincing, put the CC. So every day this is happening. Is it clear and convincing? Then CC. Okay, thank you, Manojji. There are numerous examples. We don't have that much time. So I just wanted to, okay, Dr. Ram Pravesh Shah. Thank you. I'm not I'm apolitical, but I have to give some real life examples. Real life examples, if I say real life example of the Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, that doesn't mean that I'm a Gandhian. If I talk about Modi, that doesn't mean that I'm a Modi Bhakt. I'd give real life examples. Okay. Thank you. Communication failure is more common than heart failure, kidney failure, and liver failure. You know, I'm a medical doctor. I started practicing medicine in 1974. For more than 50 years of experience. From that one, I learned communication failure is the mother of all failures. What is happening? Why? Why some patients, they don't follow the instructions or advice of doctors? Because the doctors don't. They don't make the patient understand. Especially I know in allopathy, the doctors use medical jargon. A layperson won't be able to understand what it means. When a person asks, what is this tablet for? Oh, that is, in Malayalam I'm going to say, then I will translate to English. Ade, edema poanana. Edema. This tablet is for edema. Do you think that the ordinary person will be able to understand what this edema means? They won't understand. And when they write a prescription also, AC, like that, BAD, instead of writing 2 times a day. I've seen some doctors, they're writing 1 tablet BAD. They don't understand. They're not going to follow the advice, instructions. Do you agree? If you agree, put A in the chat box. Because I want to make sure it is not an information. I don't want to share information. I want to, let us have a communication. Okay, thank you, Manojji. Sundarampillaji. Yeah. So communication failure is a real issue. Closed loop communication depends on sender, receiver, and sender, SRS feedback. Our own body, that is happening all the time. A system depends on feedback loops to be able to make adjustments and stay within the window of stability. Can you see? It is a cycle. It's a cycle. One simple example. Our blood sugar, I'm sure that you will understand this one easily. How the blood sugar level is maintained. You know, they eat food, carbohydrates, obviously the blood sugar level will go up. Then what happens? There's a communication loop. Let us say CLC, closed loop communication. I'm going to show you that one. Now I want to make sure that it is simple and easily understood. Okay, when you eat food, biryani or idli, the blood glucose level increases. Then what happens? So that sends a message, communicates that sugar sends a signal. Now the pancreas releases insulin so that the glucose level is brought down. Suppose the insulin is more than what is expected. Just like even people who take insulin shot, more, then the blood glucose drops. Now the signal goes, and then what happens? There is another hormone called glucagon. Pancreas releases glucagon, not insulin. And that glucagon, the glycogen in the liver breaks down, glucose level goes up. Is this example simple and clear? If it is simple and clear, put SC. Example in the body also. Yeah, thank you, Manojji. Depends on this closed loop communication. Thank you, Amadeviji. It is happening. Our blood pressure, our body temperature, controlled on the basis of CLC. CLC can prevent 7 things: misunderstandings, conflict, because every misunderstanding can lead to a conflict. For example, if I ask Sundaram Pillai, suppose I am his boss, Sundaram Pillai comes to my office and he opens the door and comes inside and shares some information. Then if I look at him, okay, then he's about to leave, close the door. Close the door. Is it a request or a command, Manojji? If it is a request or command, if it is a command, put a C in the chat box. If it is a request, R in the chat box. Command. Thank you, Manojji. If I change that by adding, could you please close the door? Then becomes request. I might have been busy. I didn't mean. It was not an order, but I failed to use the word, could you please? Close the door. It's an order. Could you please close the door? Request. The other one, conflict. Sundaram Pillai won't like. He will start disliking me or hating me. Am I right, Sundaram Pillai ji? Sundaram Pillai is here. Huh? That is what most of the time in the office work environment, most of the conflicts are due to the way you send the message. So CLC, that is, reduces the friction. Assumptions. Confusion. That assumption and confusion. Assumption, when the External Affairs Minister Jaishankar said that at the start of Operation Sindoor, then they immediately assumed. That is an assumption. That is even before we launched the missiles. Clear? Clear. That is it. An assumption. When a doctor uses some jargon, this tablet is for edema. He wouldn't understand. He may assume, oh, this may be for my body pain. He may assume, okay, this tablet is for my body pain. But that is for swelling. The tablets are meant for the swelling in the legs. But he may think it is for pain. Confusion. Ambiguity. Yeah, if something can be understood more than different ways, yes. Frustration and communication failure. There are 4 key habits that hinder the closed loop communication. Number 1, impatience. Impatience, then you won't take time to explain. Doctor is impatient, especially now. I know with certainty. In Trivandrum, one corporate hospital, I'm not going to mention the name of the hospital. There are a neonatologist. He schedules 12 patients per hour. That is, each patient will get only 5 minutes. 5 minutes, newborn babies. You need to take a good history. You need to take a good history to know what the disease problem is. So the doctor makes assumptions. Do you follow me? Doctor, even without getting a good history, the doctor will make assumptions and jump to conclusions and will make a diagnosis, and more than 50% of the time, it's likely to be wrong. Are you convinced? If you are convinced, put C in the chat box. That is not at all, that is actually not at all acceptable. It is a sign of greed. 500 rupees for each patient, 12 patients per hour, 6,000 rupees per hour, 6 hours, 36,000 rupees. You screwed. The doctor is screwing this one. It's happening. I feel angry. You can, from my voice tone, my expression, you can see that I'm angry. When I was there, even before coming to the USA, I practiced in the medical college hospital in the outpatient. Always I used to devote enough time for every patient. Always. And here also, always. I'm a very good listener. So that there won't be any kind of a misunderstanding. Misunderstandings arise because impatience and poor listening habit. That is the second one. 4 habits. I told you. 4 habits that hinder poor listener. I told you real life stories I share. Here the study showed in America. A doctor interrupts a patient within the first 19 seconds. Survey study showed within 19 seconds, a physician interrupts a patient or the family member when they are talking to the doctor. So that information, what did I do? I never used to interfere or interrupt a patient till the end of 60 seconds. 1 full minute. I used to even stop watching the looking at the desktop screen. I used to revolving chair, look into the eyes of the patient or bystanders. Yes, would you like to share your problems with me? Then when they're talking, I'm having a fever 3 days. Communication. Headache since yesterday evening. I see, headache. And I vomited twice. Oh, you vomited. So that communication, that CLC loop is complete. So the patient is sending a information. I received, and I said that, repeated that one. Oh, headache. Oh, vomited. Yes. Patient satisfaction. Very high. After 1 minute, then I turn onto the look at the desktop. And at that time also, when I'm talking to him, I turn my head. Okay. You told me that you are having headache 2 days. Okay. Periodically, it is not that, yeah, so you told me that you are having headache 2 days. Yeah, you omitted. That's not the right way. Turn. Look. Give eye contact. You know the TV newsreader. Is there any real audience in front of the TV newsreader? That person sitting inside a studio. Am I right? But they read as if they are talking to you. They read the news as if they are talking to you. And the Prime Minister Modi and other leaders, they use teleprompter. Or they don't sit and read. Okay, now this is what, like that. No. So the Viewers will get the impression he is talking to you. Is it now clear? If it is clear, put C in the chat box. That is what the communication is about. And because of that, by being a very good listener, I was rewarded with $1,000. Real life incident, $1,000, because every year the hospitals then say they randomly choose 100 patients. Because my panel, we have 1,200 patients. Randomly select 100 patients and then send a survey, customer satisfaction survey. And there are a few questions. What the appointment? That is, did you have to, how long you have to wait? Or there a delay like that? And one question is about listening. Did your doctor's listening skills? On a scale of 5, that rate 1 is poor, 2 is average, 3 is good, 4 is very good, 5 is excellent. More than 80% of the patients, they rated my listening skills as very good or excellent. Okay, the management was pleased. They awarded me with $1,000. That is why listening, very important. Whether homeopathy or Ayurveda, whatever be your profession, listen to the patient. Assumption maker, ask for clarification. Why the hell didn't they ask for the clarification? Hey, Jaishankar, so when exactly did you, when did we inform the Pakistan? Yeah. Ask that one. When we informed them 30 minutes after the launch. No, we have made an assumption. You inform them before. And we don't want to change our assumption. Am I right? Is this what is happening? What happened? Am I right? That is assumption. Never make assumptions. Ask for clarification. We have been wasting a lot of time and energy, all the channels, our precious time and energy in making all these assumptions. Ask one question. Hey, when did you inform them? Yeah, 30 minutes after that. Finish. And egoistic. Okay. If a boss doesn't understand, or if somebody doesn't understand what the other person is asking, they won't admit, hey, I don't understand. They don't know. I don't know. That is, their ego comes in the way. They won't admit ignorance. And they make assumptions. And they do whatever they want they to do based on assumption. Have you understood this one? If you understood, put you in the chat box. Have you understood? Ego. That is one thing which I don't have. Yes, I am very proud to say I don't have. That is, I'm not making any assumption. I'm asking you, hey, have you understood? If I make the assumption, I have explained and everything, Dr. Ram Pravasha, everything. Yeah, they have understood. No, I'm not making any assumptions. I'm asking you to give me the feedback. Is it clear? Understood? It's right. And when I was a faculty in the Toronto Medical College before I left India. I always, if the students or the patients, they ask me some questions. If I don't know the answer, I say, I don't know. I don't know. I never allowed my ego come in the way. Here also some patients, they take some herbal supplements. You know, America, herbal supplements. There are plenty of stores where they sell different kinds of herbs. And the patient comes and asks, and Dr. Reddiar, I'm taking the honey gourd weed. Have you heard that one? Honey, goat, weed. That is for a supplement of instead of Viagra. Honey means a goat which is very, very sexually very overactive. That is honey. Honey, goat. That goat is always wants to screw. Okay. So honey, goat, weed. I'm taking that one. What do you think about it? I told him, I don't know anything about this honey, goat, weed. I admit. I don't say, oh, no, don't take that one. No. No, I don't know. Then I told him, okay, I can ask our pharmacist to do a little bit of reading and research, and then the pharmacist will contact you and tell you more about this honey, goat, weed. That is it. So the patients, they like me. Yes. I never used to bluff. I never used to criticize. Hey, what is this? Honey, goat, no, don't take that one. No. So that is what it is. I never allowed ego come in the way. The starting place for effective communication is effective listening. Listening. That is one of the strengths of Narendra Das Modi. Many people in many forums, they told that when you talk to Narendra Modi, he listens. He listens. And he repeats. So that is his strength. The same way, Bill Clinton also, here, very good listener. And he used to give one-on-one eye contact. And many people, they used to feel that he was, yes, undivided attention. He used to give undivided attention to the person in front of him. I had the experience of listening to his talk when I was in Iowa, some 20 years back. Nearly 10,000 people in a stadium. He was standing on a podium. I was really surprised. I cannot describe that experience. He was talking as if I got the feeling he was talking to me. He was talking to me. I was one among the 10,000 people. Oh, great communicator, Bill Clinton. Amazing. The most precious thing in speech are pauses. A pause is a gap. Say, paused. This is an example. I paused for a few seconds. You are all looking at me. What is he going to say? Why is he not talking? Great communicators, they give pauses. Effective communication can be broken down into three parts: listening, understanding, and responding. First, you listen. Only if you listen, then you will be able to understand. And after understanding, you respond. Reacting is not responding. Please know this difference. 90% of the people, they react. Reacting without understanding leads to conflicts. And conflicts lead to breakdown in relationships. Is this clear? I want to know your reaction. I have seen some people say, I want to know your reaction. That's bullshit. Your reaction, who wants your reaction? I don't want your reaction. I want your response. There's a big difference between reaction and response. Reaction, emotions triggered. Response, rational. You think and you answer. In the reaction, you feel. Is it clear? The difference between reaction and response. When I was working in the VA hospital, okay, that is my supervisor. Oh, she harassed me a lot. I have shared this one in my previous some webinars. I was subjected to harassment, retaliation, bullying, and my work environment was very hostile. She would just like that ambush me. Here's a send an email around 10 o'clock in the morning. Meet me at 1 o'clock. Okay, she schedules a meeting at 1 o'clock, and she would let me know what is the agenda, what is the purpose of meeting. So when I go there, okay, she'll be sitting with a person from the HR, human resource. Okay, I don't know. I cannot read their minds. Communication, is there good communication, Manojji? Even that information is incomplete. That information says that meeting at 1 o'clock. I don't know what is this about. So I walk in. And she used to give me a memo. She'll give you a memo. Okay, memo. Then I want to leave because she would insist on that. Read that memo. I will read it later. Because there are some patients, I will read it later. No, read it now. Okay, that memo, I used to read silently. Many false, baseless allegations to humiliate you. Patients are complaining you are very rude, mean, and the co-worker is also doing this one, and you are this one, and you are calling names. All sorts of enough to irritate you and make your emotions. My feelings immediately inside also. I was feeling angry. I know that this is a trap to react. If I react, what is this? No, that's what she wanted. And she was having a witness, HR person, a witness. Then they can say, Dr. Reddiar was very rude, angry. And I shared the, and if I say bullshit or shit, or hear the common word, very commonly used word, the vocabulary, just like നമ്മുടെ നാട്ടില് ഭയങ്കരം, ഇവിടെ fuck, that is the word, F-U-C-K. Okay, fuck, what is this? So she wanted me to react. Deliberately, consciously, I was wearing a mask. After reading that one, okay, would you like to react? Would you like to say something? You would ask me, would you like to say something? Then my response, I need to read this again later. After reading this one later, I will respond to you by email. No, you can say, see, right now, why don't you say something? And I used to repeat. I need to understand this one. So I will read it again later, and I will send you a response within, say, 24 hours. Now you get my point? Temptation to react. If I reacted, that is what they wanted me to do. I never reacted, always respond. Then how did I respond on the next day? All the allegations, instead of being defensive, oh, no, that is not false, that is this one, oh, I know this one. No, I would say your allegations. Allegation number one, the patients are complaining that you are rude, mean, and could you please give me the names of those patients? I would like to review the charts to find out what happened that day. Names of the patients who complained. Then second allegation of the co-workers, nurses. Could you please give me the names of the nurses who complained and what exactly did they complain? And after reviewing that one, I shall give you a detailed response. So I request you to give me the answers to these queries within 3 days. I put a deadline. I want you to respond. I want you to give me, okay, you have put an allegation. Who said? When? What? Give me the names and all. Because no names. Then after 3 days, what happened? No response. No response is false and baseless. That is how I managed. As always, I made sure that I never reacted. Is this example interesting and enlightening? Because I'm sharing something. My dear friends, learn from me how I handled the situations. Not even once she was able to provoke me. These are provocation. Provoke. The politicians, the opposition, they try to provoke. That's what is happening every day. Every day, I told you, I'm apolitical. But a reality example, every day, all these guys, they try to provoke Modi. Every day. Adani, they try to provoke Adani. They try to provoke Adani every day. Is he responding? Is he reacting? No, he simply ignores. Okay, Adani, you don't hear anything. Adani is saying that, okay, that's not true. Have you heard any Adani giving any this one too? From morning till night, the leader of opposition is of Ram. He is either Adani. That is what he is saying. Nothing else. So learn from them. Don't react. Don't react. The kinds of errors that cause plane crashes invariably are errors of teamwork and communication. I'm going to give you some real life examples. Situations where CLC is indispensable. Indispensable means absolutely necessary. Healthcare settings. You may not be aware because allopathy. Cardiac arrest. You know, cardiac arrest is one condition. Patient's heart stops beating. Patient loses consciousness. And here, if that happens, it is called code blue. They are given a different color for certain codes. Code blue. The patient's heart stops and they overhead announcement, code blue in 8th floor, room number 8. If I am the physician that day on charge, then I have to immediately rush to that point. And there'll be a nurse also for that day. Code blue team, 3 or 4 members, an anesthetist, physician, a nurse. So we rush there, and there'll be a cart also to deal with the emergency with some drugs. So if I am the leader, I look at that one, okay, ECG, okay, irregular heartbeat, or there's no heartbeat or a slow heartbeat. And okay, adrenaline, 0.5 milligram IV. And the nurse immediately takes that adrenaline from the cart and she will say, adrenaline, 0.5 milligram. That is feedback. Do you follow me? Communication, close communication loop. Because yes, I have given this order and she repeats that one. Okay, there's no error. She's not going to give a different medication. Then I watch that, then atropine, 0.6 milligram. Then she say, atropine, 0.6 milligram. Then check the pulse. So the anesthetist, he may check the pulse. Okay, I am checking the pulse. No pulse. That is closed loop communication to make sure that there are no errors. Unfortunately, many people think that it is only for the code blue. Every day with a patient, every day the doctors need to. When they explain, okay, this tablet should be taken twice a day. How many times? You ask the patient. And if he says twice a day, that means communication is complete. Do you follow me? Just to make sure. Here also I'm asking you to make sure, okay, is it understood? You are typing in you. That is a closed loop communication. Is this clear? Is this clear? How often do you see somebody giving a talk like me with a closed loop communication? Thank you, Manojji. This is a real example of closed loop communication. Healthcare settings with the patient, and you are also homeopathy doctors. Again, please ask the patient whether they have understood. Make sure that if you want to say, okay, don't eat certain food or don't avoid coffee, then ask them. എന്താണ് കഴിച്ചുകൂടാന്ന് പറഞ്ഞത് ഞാൻ? Coffee. Okay. Make sure that one. Don't assume. Military operations. Even that operation Sindoor, what happens? Any operation. Okay, send that missile, Akash missile, at 8:35, target, destination, and this degree, latitude. And the other guy also says that, okay, 8:35, target, latitude, degree. Complete loop. Otherwise, they may hit some other location. So military operations, yeah, closely. Aircraft control station. Okay, 10,000 feet. Okay, drop down to 2,000 feet. Okay, this one. The pilot constantly interacting with the air traffic control. Everyday life. When you go to a restaurant, suppose Manojji, Sundaram Pillai, Dr. Basant, and Dr. Ram Prakash are going to a restaurant, and the waiter comes, and Manoj says, "Rendu masala dosha and one strong coffee," and Sundaram Pillai, rendu chapati and vegetable kurma, and Dr. Basant says, puri and sabji, and then Horlicks. And Ram Prakash may say, Dr. Ram Prakash may, Pravesh may say, just the parota and chicken curry and just the cold milk. Now the waiter, right, waiter, efficient writer will say, I'll look at the 2 masala dosha and the strong tea. And they look at Sundaram Pillai and say, you want this one? And puri. That is completion. That is the closed loop. Otherwise, he may go and bring something else. And he says, Nyan kaapiyalla choichadu. Nyan chayanu choichadu. Oh, sorry. Nyan vada choichille. Vada evade? Right? So, everyday life also. Closed loop communication. With the children, closed loop communication. Sorry. With the husband, between husband and wife. That tomorrow evening we'll go for that party. Okay, tomorrow evening. Is that complete? No. You have to say tomorrow evening and we will leave at 5 o'clock. And that is where, and we should be able to come back by 9 o'clock. That is complete. I tell my son here. My son is with me here. I usually tell him, okay, tomorrow we are leaving at 11 o'clock, between 11 and 11:15. Sometimes I give that range, between 11 and 11:15. And we should be back by, say, 3 o'clock. So you can plan everything accordingly. Otherwise, tomorrow morning we'll leave. Yeah, around 10 o'clock. What? I have to take a shower. I didn't know that you are. Why didn't you tell me? Communication is clear, complete. Everyday life. Every Thursday, I give a talk. I've been giving a webinar. I've been hosting a webinar since 2020. I have hosted more than 200 webinars. This Thursday, the topic, I'm sure that you will find it very, very interesting and useful. Power of lying. Power of lying, not lying on the bed. Don't think that communication, don't think that he is going to talk about power of lying and sleeping. No. This is, you must have heard Satyameva Jayade. Have you heard Satyameva Jayade? This is Asatyameva Jayade. My talk is about Asatyameva Jayade. Are you curious? If you are curious, put C in the chat box. Have you heard anybody giving a talk on Asatyameva Jayade? Have you heard? If you have not heard, put N in the chat box. Have you heard anybody talking about asatyameva jayate? Okay, no. Okay. So, believe me, I will give strong, compelling evidence to substantiate my talk. Asatyameva jayate. 90% of the time, it is the lies they win. Truth, no. Truth, no. Politicians are masters. They lie, and people blindly believe their lies. Am I right? If I am right, put R in the chat box. How do they? They cheat the public by making all sorts of, thank you, Manojji, all sorts of false promises. Do they fulfill the promises? No. They are asatyameva jayate. Okay, thank you, Sundaramalaji. Then after that, the talk is on sorry, that is once again. Okay. Warriors and warriors. Same Zoom link. Now we have 8 more minutes. If you want to ask me any questions, you can ask me questions. If I don't know, no ego. I will say, I don't know. I won't bluff. Okay? And if you want to share your thoughts, you can share your thoughts. Did you find this session? I told you. 4E. Entertain, educate, enlighten, empower. Did I meet or did I fulfill my promise? 4E. If I fulfill, put in the chat box Y in the chat box. Yes, that is yes. If I honor my commitment, yes. Thank you, Sundaramalaji, Manojji. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Okay, thank you, Vilashmanaji. Okay, questions, comments.
Yes.
Okay, now Dr. Archana, thank you.
Thanks for interaction. Kindly, if you have any doubts or anything to add, please raise your hand, then I shall unmute you. As rightly mentioned by Venugopal sir, the customer satisfaction and the different methods, how you should satisfy the customer. And the point you mentioned is to listen. It was mentioned by Dr. Samuel Hahnemann in our organ of medicine. Should be a good listener. Don't interfere. Don't give leading questions. Let them talk. Let them talk. It's a homeopathic way also. Then the one thing you mentioned about this, just listen, repeat. That's another to close the gap. In the contemporary era, the communication is the greatest difficulty, this problem, because everybody is engaged in mobile phones and the gadgets. Nobody is listening. Nobody is talking. That's the major thing. Anybody would like to raise some questions or some comments or opinions or feedback?
Sundaram Pillai has raised his hand. He raised his hand. Okay, Sundaram Pillai, please unmute.
Yes. You can unmute us. Yes, sir, please.
Yeah. It's unmuted.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
go ahead.
Now, you were talking about communication. There's a sender, a receiver, and then feedback. Okay. But there is something in between called noise, which distorts the communication between the sender and the receiver. So due to that noise, maybe it is more applicable to electronic our system rather than personal communication, face-to-face communication. It is due to the system, some errors may take place, some noise will come, and the communication, what the sender says, will not be received in the proper way it has to be received by the receiver. So then there is some confusion. So the receiver is not receiving the information from the sender as the sender expects him to receive it. So he's not able to interpret it in the right way and then give you an answer. So that is one way. So that aspect has to be seen from all angles.
Okay,
How-
Sundarambalaji.
How
Sundarambalaji.
can we avoid this noise?
Exactly, that's what I have been doing. That is,
Yeah.
have you understood? Am I clear? Just to make sure that there's no noise that is
It
there
is
between you and me.
Yeah,
Between you
right,
and me, always a sender should physically ask, is it clear? So that you will
Correct.
know that, okay, some noise didn't interfere. Ask for the, immediately ask for, is it clear? Am I audible?
Yeah, that's true.
Are you with me? Are you listening?
Yeah.
And the body language, watch the body language in a face-to-face communication, whether this guy is, when you are talking to him, he is holding the cell phone and is scratching that one, then obviously he is not listening.
Right,
He
right,
is not
right.
listening. So I usually tell some, when I see somebody holding this one and then I'm talking to him, I said, okay, when you are ready to listen to me, let me know. Then they will stop.
Yeah, that's
When you are ready to listen to me, just let me know. Otherwise, I'm wasting my time. So that noise is there. This is one way that you can eliminate that noise. Am I clear?
Yeah.
Is it clear? Crystal clear?
interaction. That is very important.
Not
Yes.
interaction. Interaction is useless most of the time. You interact, the other person is not even listening to you.
No,
You are not
interaction
listening.
means no. It is communication between two persons.
And
When
now,
you talk, the
Sundaram
other person
Pillaji,
responds.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, Sundaram Pillaji.
Yeah.
Today I called you, right? When I called
Right.
you, first thing, what did I ask you? Where are you? First thing
Yeah,
I
that's
asked you,
right.
because I want to make sure that you are not traveling or somewhere else, then you won't be able
Yeah.
to pay attention to what I'm talking about.
Right.
And you say you are at home. Okay. then only it started. I made sure that there won't be any noise. Suppose you are at the railway station or
Disturbance.
somewhere else, lot of distraction, noise, you won't be able to. So I usually ask this question. Manoj also knows, when I called him just last week, are you at home? I usually ask, are you at home? Or where are you? One way, find out that person, the ambience, you won't know. Then again, if I am late in calling around 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, I don't know. Some people, they go to bed early. They may not want to spend much time that one. Then I usually ask, if it is at 10 o'clock, hey, when do you go to bed? It's 11 o'clock. Okay. Then I start the conversation.
Okay.
So those are all the ways of eliminating that noise.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And sometimes when I'm talking to them, I can hear the TV loud, that one. Then I
Yes.
say, hey, are you listening to the TV, that one? It is too
Yeah.
loud. It is too loud. Oh, okay, I'll turn it down. These are the ways you can make sure that is the noise is reduced.
Yes,
And I
sir.
did that one with the Sundaram Pillai today. And when you shared certain things, I listened to about that is some health problems of another person in your home. And I listened and I asked some questions to clarify. That's what I do.
Okay,
Yeah.
sir. It's
Then
session. Yes, sir.
one,
Yes.
one more point I have to say.
No, just a minute. Sundaram Pillai, just a minute. We
Yeah.
have only one more minute left. Anybody else
Oh,
who wants to ask a question? Because they have another session at
Right.
it starts at within 1 minute, after 1 minute.
Yes, sir.
Anybody
Yes.
else?
No, sir. No. Please proceed, sir.
Okay, Sundaram Pillai, you can contact me. I'll be glad to
Yeah.
explain. You
Yes,
know my
yes.
number. Okay.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
I am in this communication field for the past so many years, from 75 onwards.
Okay, good.
So
Yes, I am communicating.
I'm only in the communication field. You are in the medical field. I am in the communication.
Yes, sir.
That's why I was just
We
explaining.
have to conclude the session now because the Malayalam session is immediately following this. On behalf of IFPH, I expressing sincere thanks Dr. Venugopal, Reddiar, and all those participated in the session. With that remark, let me conclude today's English edition. Hope you will be back again tomorrow. Till then, goodbye, and over Dr. Shaila to continue the program in Malayalam. Thank you.